when TJ did all shit and got arrested, he was driving my car, and it was April Fool's Day. Don't get arrested on April Fool's Day. It's gonna fuck with your friend trying to tell everybody else your ass got arrested. Ain't nobody gonna fucking believe you. His parents will attest to that. They're here. So I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. I'm gonna read something. Like, I literally just never read in general. So this is gonna be rare. Let's see if I can still form words. So what this is, there's this thing called the Encyclopedia Show. It's a national event held in different cities, started by this cat, Robbie Q. Telfer in Chicago. And what it is, you get a topic for each show, and then each poet or performer is given a subtopic. And the first one's always bears. You should too. Right. And so I was given Care Bears. And I decided to go with Grumpy Bear. Because I'm an angry motherfucker. So, here, yeah. Life and times of Grumpy Bear. What the hell are you so happy about? Grumpy, born marginally agitated bear, was never the most optimistic bear. Sunny days were too hot, honey was too sweet, and hippies tasted too earthy. It was a family trait. At an early age, he aspired to leave his humble beginnings in the mountains of bears are too goddamn big to be climbing this shit, and travel the world in search of something to smile about. This ultimately led him to a place called, known as Care-a-Lot. Now, most of you may have heard of this magical land where bears and their animal cousins roam freely and save the world from the evil plots of villains such as Darkheart. This was a lie. The following is an excerpt from the chapter entitled, If I Were a Koala, I'd Be Too Stoned to Be Grumpy. I'd been in LA for about 9 months and still couldn't find a way in the biz. No one wanted to see a bear acting, especially if we weren't acting like a bear. I found a decent gig shucking and jiving at the local zoo. I had a place to stay, food to eat, and it was great exposure. I really learned to hone my skills there. Anyway, one thing led to another, and I ended up in a meeting for a pilot of a new show called Care Bears. Now, the name didn't excite me. Not much does, but it was a start. At least that's what I thought. Had I known what a PR person was, I never would have agreed to do the show. You ever hear the saying, does a bear shit in the woods? Of course he does. Unless you're a fucking Care Bear. They made us learn how to use bathrooms and toilet paper like those damn Charmin commercials. Look at my paw. Missing something, ain't it? You know how hard it is to wipe your... Fuck! That was a good joke, too. Look at my paw. Missing something, ain't it? You know how hard it is to wipe your ass without an opposable thumb? Not to mention the fact that our arms are abnormally short for such long torsos. Bears shouldn't be expected to have etiquette. We're animals. So, after all the biped nonsense, we had to work on image. It was decided I would be Grumpy Bear. Fine with me. I was already OGE, original gangster emo. Yeah, that's right. I was the first emo kid, but back then we had jobs and couldn't just join a band. So I couldn't dye my hair and wear clothes, but I could bring anyone's day down. Hell, I even have rain clouds on my stomach. I wake up every morning and I piss morbidness. AFI owes me royalty checks. All it is, so your kids can grow up and pretend everything is okay. No one wants to be the Grumpy Bear, right? No one wants to be the realistic person acknowledging that there might be some problems in the world that a cartoon can't address. I taught your children to turn their heads, close their eyes, and only look at the positive, while the rest of it just keeps getting worse. By the end, I realized that the huge irony of Care Bears is that we didn't care at all. If we did, we would have given them real solution to problems, not that dumbass Care Bear stare. Oh well, I guess it's just one more thing to be grumpy about. Grumpy goes on to describe his romance with an anonymous pink bear in the chapter, If You Scratch My Back, I'll Scratch Yours. Just remember I have claws. And the murder trial of his cousin, who was accused of eating Grizzly Man in the chapter, Who the Hell Tied the Food to the Hippie? Grumpy hoped this book would teach young bears that they are meant to shit in the woods, that they should be themselves, no matter what.